Today's show was brought to you by Gamefly.com. Sign up for a 30-day free premium trial. That means one game out, specifically for the viewers of the Nerd Cave podcast. All you got to do is go over to www.gameflyoffer.com/nerdcave. Go grab you one of those free games. Is there a game that you don't know if you want to buy it or not? Perfect way to get it. So, everybody, welcome to the Nerd Cave podcast. This is episode 221. I am Zach Dykes. Robbie is currently trying to find how to turn his iPad sound out because they no longer have mute buttons. You silence them this way. There you go. Does it say sound off?
It says mute.
Okay, there you go. That's how you do it.
Okay.
All right. We got it all going here. We got it all going. So, Robbie, there's a lot of things been going on this week. We got a ton to cover.
We do.
We got more to cover than we've ever covered before. That's a lie. Yeah. That's a bold-faced lie. We've got a different setup here, though.
We got a smaller table.
We got a smaller table. This table.
The table we're at.
With the table we're at, but it also refracts the green screen on the back.
Yeah, it's an issue, but we're pushing through.
Yeah.
Next week we'll have a solution, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But we actually can look at each other and look at the camera, and then look back and then look at the camera. It's nice. It's nice. I feel closer to you, even though we have a table between us now.
It does. It has that weird feeling.
I know. You know what else is a weird feeling? Guardians of the Galaxy 3 set up the next 10 to 20 years of Marvel movies. That's a weird feeling to think that there's going to be 10 to 20 years more of Marvel movies.
When does fatigue hit, Zach? When?
I think we're getting close to it.
I do too. Much as I hate to say it.
You look at anything that we do, you look at Western movies. Western movies were huge. And I know we look at it now, it's like you hardly ever see Western movies going on anymore. And it's because there was such a boom. Television shows, there was movies, there was all of that for about 20 years. And then it just fell flat on its face. It started doing bad at the box office and everything. And that's when fatigue set in, and you don't. Jesus.
Apparently, my iPad does not want to be shushed.
It does not want to be shushed, so I'm going to shush it. Shush it. Shush. It's all the way. What is?
Exactly.
Do you want me to shush it so you can?
Yeah, shush this thing. Yeah. So, according to James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will set up the next few decades of movies in the MCU. When Avengers Infinity War comes to theaters next May, the Marvel Cinematic Universe will be 10 years old. That's crazy to think. Strange as it may seem, that is how long it has been since Iron Man was first released, setting up the vast comic book universe on our film screens. Now there are 16 movies which are a part of that universe, with 8 more already planned, as well as numerous TV shows, and a large number of characters and stories which already exist, and the comments indicated that there will be plenty more to look forward to in the future. Now, I like Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's a great show.
I have nothing wrong with that. I think we're going to get fatigued very soon.
Because, we've been pushing out, not we, obviously, we would be millionaires, but they've been pushing out these Marvel movies, superhero movies in general. And I do see in the next 2 to 3 years definitely getting fatigued. I feel like, especially after Infinity Wars, I feel like that could be where we start seeing some fatigue because, we got Thor Ragnarok coming out. Which should be really good. Yes. We have, Infinity War Part 1. We have Black Panther coming out. We Justice League. We have all these great superhero movies coming out. But, when does it lose that polish? Because, ever since Iron Man...
Inhumans, apparently, is when it loses the polish.
But I'm scared it's going to get to that point to where nobody's going to want to go see it, and then stuff starts tanking, and then, I could see maybe it will never happen, but, leave it to 2 a year or something like that. But, everybody wants to see it right now, so they're going to, it's just like anything else. Too much of a good thing, it turns into a bad thing, because then you get burnt out.
Yeah, and I think that's our biggest problem right now is everybody's speaking with their wallet. Everybody's going to buy these and everything, paying for the tickets and buying the DVDs and the digital copies and all of that, which is a good thing. It's keeping the industry alive, but when does it stop? When do we hit that wall? And I think we've been building up to this point where Infinity War will be the culmination of 10 years worth of movies.
Yep.
Specifically, Avengers is when, they first showed Thanos. But now we're getting that payoff, and then Guardians is going to essentially set up the next 10 years. And I'm assuming it's going to be something with Adam Warlock. That would be my guess with it. But I can see it coming to a close unless they're getting fresher ideas in there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like it's going to be stopping because Wonder Woman has officially hit the highest grossing superhero origin story ever. Wonder Woman has officially become the highest grossing superhero origin movie at the domestic box office. The Patty Jenkins directed film has surpassed virtually every expectation, both critically and commercially. It not only came off the heels of 3 diverse films, 2 of which were meant to launch the begrudging DC Extended Universe, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Suicide Squad, which sees Gal Gadot reprise a role, blah, 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 all of that. Wonder Woman has passed the $400 million at the box office earlier this month, becoming the only summer movie to do so, and it passed $800 million globally this weekend. It currently has a global I guess so.
Probably cumulative.
Yeah, cumulative exactly $800 million, of which slightly more than half of that comes from the domestic box office, $404 million. According to Box Office Mojo, that number puts Wonder Woman just past Sam Raimi's original Spider-Man of $403.7 million, starring Tobey Maguire, thus making Wonder Woman the highest-grossing superhero origin story ever released. Holy Jesus.
And deservingly so.
Absolutely.
This movie, I mean, oh my God, was it not? It was stunning.
It was amazing.
Breathtaking. Beautifully done. Gal Gadot crushed it. Gal Gadot. She crushed it. She nailed it. I mean, it was great. I loved it.
I loved it as well. And you see that everyone was nervous getting into this movie. Everybody was like, is it going to do well, or is it going to be another thing that bombs? Is it going to be one of those things that just kind of happens and goes by? Because before that, we had Man of Steel, did okay box office wise. Then we had Batman v Superman, did okay box office wise, didn't review well. I loved it. My favorite movie of the year.
I loved it for all the wrong reasons.
Yes, you did. And then we had Suicide Squad, which was god-awful, in my opinion. Other people like it.
Holly loves the movie, and she brings it up, and I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah, I know. Anytime we talk about it, like she looks like she feels bad that she likes it, which it might be a good thing.
Yeah, my friend, she tried to watch it. She tried to watch it once, she couldn't finish it, and then she tried to watch it again and got, she didn't even get as far as she did the first time. She's like, I can't watch this movie, it's so bad.
Yeah, and then you get something that could either make or break the DCEU at this point, and it has solidified the shaky foundation. It's that one good brick that you get out of someone who's coming bashing the other bricks, you pull one out, and there it is. That's Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And clearly, people across the world is saying this, and domestically, for it to make half of that, that's huge. That is huge. Mm-hmm. And the thing that we're fixing to talk about is kind of crazy because of that. So, I don't know if you heard this week, Allie, or not. James Cameron, Wonder Woman is a step backwards for Hollywood.
What?
The Terminator director compares Wonder Woman to Sarah Connor. James Cameron, the original story, where it is. All of the self-congratulatory, this is James talking, all of the self-congratulatory back-patting Hollywood's been doing over Wonder Woman has been so misguided, Cameron told The Guardian. She's an objectified icon and it's just male Hollywood doing the same old thing. I'm not saying I didn't like the movie, but to me, it's a step backwards.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
I have words, some words I can't say, and I have other words I can't say.
Now, when that came out, everybody was like, what the crap is James Cameron smoking? Okay,
Yeah.
all you're thinking about is making 4 more Avatar movies, and you haven't made one since the first one. Like,
and even that one was mediocre at best. Visually stunning. Storyline was Pocahontas.
Yeah. So he's done nothing but say that he's going to make Avatar over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Make more Avatar, and then he like made the Avatar land in Disney World. So
that does actually look like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
Yeah,
but that's.
So he got a lot of backlash about this because
I hope so.
Because Wonder Woman was an empowering movie. You know, even me, a male, like I saw it as like this character is not listening to anybody but herself. Like she's, you know, we talked a lot about this right after the movie came out, but it doesn't stop there. Patty Jenkins. She don't play.
She come with that
She don't
back?
play.
She clap back?
She posted on Twitter, said James Cameron's inability to understand that Wonder Woman is or stands for to women all over the world is unsurprising. As thought he is a great filmmaker, he is not a woman. Strong women are great. His praise of my film Monster and our portrayal of a strong yet damaged woman was so appreciated. But if women have to always be hard and tough and trouble to be strong, and we aren't free to be multidimensional or celebrate an icon of women everywhere because she is attractive and loving, then we haven't come very far, have we? I believe women can and should be everything, just like a male lead character should be. There is no right and wrong kind of powerful woman, and the massive female audience who made the film a hit can surely choose and judge their own icons for progress.
Oh my God!
Ooh.
Patty with the clapback.
She did good. But, you know, going off of what James Cameron said, I wonder how many guys did go to see this movie just to be like, gal's pretty hot, so why not?
So many guys totally went and saw the movie because they're like, oh yeah, hot female lead.
But I'm not saying, like, I'm saying he was.
I'm not saying that was me.
I'm saying he was dead wrong for saying that because this was such a critically acclaimed movie.
Yeah.
This was such it was a masterpiece in the superhero movie. One of the best. I'm not saying DC or Marvel movie. It was one of the best
overall
superhero movie in general.
Yeah, not even just an origin movie, but a superhero movie.
I completely agree.
But I mean, Patty killed it.
Oh, and Patty killed him.
Oh yeah, she did. She took no prisoners. She went for his life.
She went Thomas Wayne on Reverse Flashpoint, just right through the head. Shot to the heart.
Yeah, and especially the whole. Yeah, what he said was ridiculous, and every backlash he got, he totally deserved. 100%. What she said, it was like, you know, you're not a woman, like, you don't know what this meant. And for someone like James Cameron, who's used to having female leads, let's say, not female leads, male leads, Wonder Woman was such a different take because it was the first time there was a female lead that was not objectified at all. Like, the male love interest was the eye candy, the object of the movie, and like Chris Pine's even come out and said he was like, I was objectified, and like it was so different.
Yeah. Especially him playing, you know, James T. Kirk in Star Trek.
Oh yeah. But that's more of like a male power fantasy rather than
I'm saying it was much more switched on him, and. Not to defend Cameron, the only like lead that he's had that is powerful has been Sarah Connor in the Terminator movies. And in the first one, she was pretty much damsel in distress type deal. And then the second one, you know, she was put in a mental institute, you know, all of this kind of stuff. Yeah. So he has had strong female characters, but they've been, of course, damaged. And that's what Patty Jenkins was like. Yeah. They don't have to be damaged. They don't have to, you know, be... you know, messed up in the head to be strong or be gritty and all that.
They can just be strong. And then that's one of the reasons another reason I loved the characterization of Wonder Woman was that she was this strong warrior, but then you see her going like, oh, a baby, oh, ice cream, because it made her, as Betty said, multidimensional. Yeah. So that is, oh, James, you dumb. You
know what else is dumb? Knight Rider.
The original? Not dumb.
Not the original. What Hollywood has had planned for this?
Now, don't get me wrong. Kevin Hart, love him. Think he's hilarious.
As a stand-up comedian.
As a comedian. And in some of his movies, I love them. But getting him and John Cena, No. This just looks dumb.
John Cena and Kevin Hart are eyed for a comedic movie reboot. New information about the actors currently being targeted for a Knight Rider film reboot has been revealed. These days, in the pop culture landscape, everything that was old is new again, as studios look to revive some of their best-known properties for the next generation of viewers. One such brand that's looking to make a comeback in the 21st century is Knight Rider, a television program that originally aired in 1982, starring David Hasselhoff as Michael Knight. The series revolved around the adventurous, the lone crime fighter with the assistance of an artificially intelligent car, Kit. Running on 4 seasons, the show found success and was nominated for 4-time Prime Emmy during its run. Now, back in 2008, they tried to reboot it, made a Kit, a Mustang, and all of this. Didn't go well.
Nope.
This is not going to go well either.
This is going to go even worse. Because Kevin Hart's going to be writing fresh off of his crappy reviews for the Jumanji movie. That's going to be complete and utter garbage.
I know, it's kind of funny. I don't think it's going to be
the premise behind it. It's going to be funny, but your traditionalist people who enjoy Jumanji for what it is, it's going completely off kilter. So this can't even be a remake. This is not like this is like a continuation.
It's a continuation. It's not a remake because it's like I really liked at first, whenever they announced that they weren't doing the board game for it, everyone was like, what? But then I saw someone somewhere saying, guys, they're probably gonna do a video game because that's more common nowadays.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad they did that because it makes more sense. But is it going to be the best in the world? Good Lord, no. Absolutely not. But I think
it's got Rock.
It's going to have its laughs.
It's going to be
fun. Because it has Jack Black, who's having to pretend to be a teenage girl.
Oh my God, that's going to be so funny.
That's going to be funny.
That's my only reason, besides The Rock, to watch this show. To watch this movie, because...
It's got Amelia
Kevin Hart
Pond as well.
And Kevin Hart.
Jillian... No, what's
I
her
like
name?
how the really big jock's like, where's the rest of me?
I have no idea.
Okay,
but it's going to be a good movie. But anyway, this show.
That's the movie, this reboot.
Yeah.
Stop making things that are, reboots. And I know everybody's going to point out, what is that movie that you went and saw that was really, really bad? That was Valerian or whatever.
Oh yeah, Valerian, the city, or the Planet of 1,000 Cities, something like that.
It was
so bad. Oh my God, it was the worst movie I'd ever seen.
I was kind of I wanted to watch that, but
so it's bad.
It's visually stunning, but there's no story.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. Everybody asks, we want something that has a new IP or whatever, and we don't go support it, or it's bad if you do go watch it. There are things that are out there that are good.
Yeah, you just gotta find them.
Now, I'm gonna brag on some people. I love these people. I watched Buddy System last night with Amy, the Rhett and Link TV show that's on YouTube Red. Freaking hilarious.
It's Rhett and Link.
Freaking hilarious. And you could tell, it was Rhett and Link doing their thing, but it was a new idea. It was something different. It wasn't the same thing. And you could tell that they were meant to do that. That's something that they've wanted to do for years.
Yeah.
And I'd rather see that than this Knight Rider crap. And they pour tons of money in it, trying to pay Kevin Hart, and then trying to pay John Cena for it, and then finding a car, and doing all of this, and making it funny. It's just no, just stop. Put money somewhere else.
Yeah.
Put money somewhere else. Give it to starving children instead of making this movie.
But they're Hollywood. They would never do that.
Oh, I know. I know. Only people would hope. Norman Osborn / the Green Goblin will reportedly have a present in Sony's Silver and Black movie. Sony.
You do so many things right, but when you get them wrong, boy, do you get them wrong.
Though he's not expected to appear in the flesh, a report indicates that the villainous Norman Osborn, a.k.a. Green Goblin, will have a present in Sony's Pictures' planned Silver and Black movie. If recent reports turn out to be true, Silver and Black is going to be jam-packed with Spider-Man villains as is, and now might be able to add the Webhead's arch nemesis to the list. According to the Hastings show, Norman Osborn will have a presence in the Spidey spinoff, although he's not actually expected to appear on screen. They reckon only Osborn's voice will be heard, setting up the character for future films and allowing the studio to cast someone in that role later date. Osborn Chemical Senior Vice President Charles Standish will show up in the movie as Norman's representative. So it's almost sort of like Daredevil, where that guy kept representing Kingpin, his friend or whatever. I think it was Dave or something like that. I can't remember. Let me know in the comments below on that. I want Marvel to have the full rights to this. The Spider-Man movie was good, but you could tell that Marvel had a ton to do with it.
Yes.
And these movies seem like they're not doing anything with them. They aren't going to have their hand in the pot at all, which makes me a little nervous here.
And, like, Fox, Sony, they have these rights to, a few of these really big, like, they could do so well if they were with their respective groups who created them, Marvel and DC and all that stuff. Like, Fantastic Four. I think if Marvel got a hold of it, it would be a lot better.
If Mads Mikkelsen gets to play the Doctor Doom, like the standalone Doctor Doom movie, I think it'll be awesome if they write it the right way. And he's not going to play that role like we talked about a few weeks ago until that is like perfect. So,
but Sony could sell it to Marvel, and sell it for a crap ton of money, and then Disney's like, yeah, here, take our $30 million scraps here, because they're
$30 million scraps.
Yeah, because they could throw $30 million around like it's nothing.
Yeah, they use like $1,000 bills as tissue paper.
Yeah,
I wish.
But like, if they would just give it back to Marvel or Disney or whatever you want to call them now, if they would do that, it would be so much better. I think, Sony, like I said, they do a lot of great things, but when they don't, it's usually crap. And I think this is going to be crap. I hate it, but it's true.
Let's hope that it gets better. You know what is better, though? Loot Crate.
If someone dies.
I hope.
I hope that's not.
My beautiful wife is not dead. Let's hope not.
As we go.
For the listeners of the Nerd Cave podcast, the Loot Crate is offering an opportunity to save 10% on any new subscription at lootcrate.com. All you have to do is enter Bridge 10 for 10% savings. Loot Crate is a monthly Mr. Crate that delivers the best in geek and gamer gear, from collectibles, apparel, tech gadgets, art, and other epic gear. It's like Comic-Con in a box. This month, the month of September's box, is robotic.
I'm very excited about that.
Whether they beep or speak, many of your favorite characters are robotic. The crate is packed with items featuring some of the most famous artificial life forms in pop culture. This month's box will feature franchises such as Blade Runner 2049, Aliens, Star Trek Mirror Universe, and Star Wars.
So you can probably a BB-8, a C-3PO, or R2-D2 is going to be in the box for Star Wars.
You know, how awesome would it be for an HK droid pop figure? Oh my god, that would be awesome. I would even get that pop figure.
What about Garbage Robot? The trash can robot?
Oh, Gunk Droid?
Yeah, him.
That would be cool too. Little Mass Droid?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would love that. So, all you have to do is go over to trylootcrate.com/nerdcave, enter Bridge 10 to get 10% off. Now, you have until the 19th of the month at 9 p.m. Pacific time to get the deal. If you miss it, that's the cutoff, Jack. You're done for the month, and then you have to wait for the next one.
You do, unfortunately.
Okay? So, and we've got an awesome unboxing that Robbie did that'll be going up later today. So, be checking that out for this month's Loot Crate. You enjoyed the box?
I did.
Did you scream at it when you got it from the mailbox? Like, what's in the box? Like, you're excited
because my roommate had already got it out. Because I went straight to the mailbox and I was like, it's not here. And my roommate was like, hey, you got a package. I was like, "You're such a deer." I was like,
and then he like turns like is like got a dough head on,
and he opens it up and it's all. But no, it had some really great things. I'm not going to tell you what it has because you can watch it in the video. Mm-hmm. I don't want to give anything away.
Don't want to give it away.
But it was some really awesome stuff.
You got some cool socks. I will say that.
It was not from Loot Crate though.
That wasn't. You got a cool shirt though.
I did get a cool shirt. The socks I bought at Target. I couldn't resist. They're the old Nintendo controller.
The NES controller.
Oh, nice.
Those are really cool. So, again, all you have to do is go over to www.trylootcrate.com/nerdcave and enter the code BRIDGE10 at 10% on any new subscription. So, that way you can get some help out on your Loot Crate and also help us out, tossing a few dollars over there. Now, I'm in love with what Nintendo is doing with the awesome Switch console.
It's kind of making me a little sad because I do play this game on my console, on the Xbox. Mm-hmm. And,
on the Xbox.
On the Xbox.
On the Xbox.
And
you just keep saying on the Xbox.
I really want these skins for my vehicle.
I know. They're awesome. Rocket League on Nintendo Switch getting exclusive battle cars. Rocket League is coming to Nintendo Switch this year, and when it does, players can get their hands on free exclusive battle cars designed after Mario, Luigi, and Samus. The system is also getting exclusive customization items such as themed hats and rocket boots. Developer Psyonix says more information about the game on the system coming before launch.
Like, the Metroid one just looks, freaking amazing. Did you see the Metroid one?
No, I didn't see that one.
That's what it looks like.
Oh, that does look really cool.
It has those neon, glowing tires. Freaking amazing. Okay. We should have, definitely next time we will be doing more, there we go.
There you go.
Delicious.
Yeah,
super official here at the Nerd Cave,
They're getting it for free today. They're getting it free on the live stream. But you could go over to patreon.com/nerdcave and toss us a few dollars over there and
help
get
us out.
All the stuff for early.
For early. Not for free, but for early.
For early. And speaking of Rocket League and Patreon, we've hit 10 subscribers over on Patreon, which means, we're going to be having community game nights every month now. And our community game night this month is this coming up Thursday, August 31st at 8 o'clock p.m. And we're going to be playing Rocket League.
I am so much better than the first day that I've played Rocket League on the Nerd Cave because it was horrible. But now that, me, Luke, Jake, and Willis, we play often.
I suck.
I'm so much better. I can actually do flips and knock the ball in and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm awful.
So how are we going to do this? Are we going because there's only 4 people who can play together at a time.
What I'm thinking is doing on the Discord server, trying to get that to work this time and have it where Xbox people, PlayStation people, because I'm assuming you're going to play on Xbox.
Yeah,
I'm going to play on PlayStation. We can have even one for PC if PC people want to do that and everything. And I'll put the link to our Discord server so everybody can start joining in there and we can have some fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It kind of went up as a vote on the Nerd Cave group page, and everybody seemed to really want to play Rocket League. So hey, we're going to do it. It's going to be fun.
Battlefield would also be a good one because you can have a ton of people play that one at one time.
Don't know if everybody has it though. I want to play some PUBG sometime soon.
When it comes out. Or is it out?
Huh?
It's not out yet, no.
It's on PC.
Wow.
Over what? Over there at WB, new Injustice 2 characters revealed with Fighter Pack 2. NetherRealm Studios announced the next batch of Injustice 2 characters, which feature as part of the Fighter Pack 2. Mortal Kombat's Raiden, comic book hero Hellboy, and supervillain Black Manta are the latest addition to the fighting game's cast and will be made available for download over the next few months. The first Fighter Pack included Red Hood, Starfire, and Sub-Zero, although Black Manta and Raiden have been hinted as being on the card for a while now. Keep an eye out on NetherRealm's Twitch channel this weekend, where the developer is offering a gamer's first look at Black Manta. Black Manta looks freaking cool.
He does, but I am way more excited for Hellboy.
I was surprised by Hellboy.
That caught me by surprise. When I saw it go up, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, he looks good too.
Yeah, it's not a crappy looking Hellboy. I mean,
he looks just like the comic.
Exactly. I'm excited to see what his super is, because I haven't watched the video.
Mm-hmm.
But like what his super is, like what all his abilities are. I'm sure he's going to get Big Baby out and shoot some people.
Yeah, that would be. It's going to be so good. I haven't played Injustice in quite some time, but it is a game that I really, really liked. One game that looked interesting back at E3 2015, FIFO and FUM. Fee is coming to Nintendo Switch and other platforms early 2018. Fee, originally showed at E3 2015, has re-emerged on EA's stage at Gamescom with a new trailer and a new platform, Nintendo Switch. I'm glad to see a third party supporting the Nintendo Switch and EA doing that. And I know EA was like, hey, we're seeing if FIFA is going to sell. This being a smaller game, it's a little bit easier to get people into it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And not having to worry about, packaging and doing all of that. The new trailer offers some more information about the game's plot and gameplay and licenses a familiar of Monster and Men song. The game's protagonist can communicate with other creatures in its world to work with them and rid darkness from its home. The game is coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC early 2018. The game looks great. It's going to be really fun.
Because I remember watching some of the not Let's Play, but the trailer for it. It has interesting, ideas behind it.
It's I wouldn't say that it's necessarily Ori and the Blind Forest type deal, but it has that kind of artistic style to it. Very neon. Very, very neon, but it looks very cool. Now, this next story excites me.
Oh, yeah.
It excites me like Excite Bike back on the old...
we're going...
Old NES.
We're going back.
Oh, yeah. Back it up. First details for Star Wars Battlefront 2 Space Combat has been revealed. Have you seen the trailer?
I have, and some of the stuff that we're able to do makes me so excited, because Battlefront 2 was... I'm talking about like the original.
Yeah. Okay.
PlayStation 2 version.
Not to be confused with Battlefront 2, the new one.
But the space battles was my favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
And now the beauty of what we're seeing with the new space battles. Oh my Jesus. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, it is. Electronic Arts Gamescom press briefing kicked off today with a lengthy look at Star Wars Battlefront 2's new Starfighter Assault mode. As the name implies, this mode is dedicated to space combat, but unlike the first Battlefront game, the scope isn't limited to X-Wing dogfights against TIE fighters. Starfighter Assault matches the unfold in 3 parts, beginning with the Rebel Alliance needing to take down the Imperial cruiser that are protecting a space station. Specific parts of the cruisers need to be destroyed to knock them out of the battle. Players on the Imperial side must protect them as best as they can. If the rebels succeed, they must tunnel into the base to take out the shield protectors. Y-Wings and A-Wings race inwards of the space station, which offers little room for maneuvering. When the shield protectors are destroyed, the rebel moves on to the final phase of the fight, disabling the power couplings to reveal the space station's core. In this particular demo, the rebels succeeded largely thanks to the hero ships that enter the battle. We saw Poe Dameron's Black 1 X-Wing fighter provide plenty of cover fire against the TIE fighters and TIE bombers, and the Millennium Falcon draw the fire of Darth Maul's Scimitar, which can cloak, and Boba Fett's Slave 1. When the core is exposed, one shot ends the fight, a moment captured with explosions and Star Destroyers scrambling helplessly into space. I like it. I am excited to finally get back into space. I loved the dogfighting, the flight mode of Battlefront 1 was my favorite part of the game. That's the one, anytime we would have community game nights back in the day, or what do we call them back then? Play dates.
When we were all children.
Play dates. That's one that we gravitated to a lot because it was so much fun. It was easy to get in. It was easy to get kills. But the better you got, the more fun it was. I'm really looking forward to this. I hope that is not the only game mode that they're going to be using in this, but we will see. I'm excited for the game. It looks amazing. We're only having to wait a little bit longer for this, so it's one that is definitely on my list to play this year. Now, Derek Daniel sent us all of these, and he was like, "You need to take this one off." He's like, "You don't need to talk about it." I was like,
"Why not?
I'm gonna talk about it." He wanted me to replace it. I was like, I think they need to know. Even if they do know, I think we still need to talk about it. At Gamescom 2017, Blizzard showcased a new escort map, Junkertown.
Yes!
Former home to the colorful duo of Roadhog and Junkrat, the escort map is a picture of a post-apocalyptic Mad Max-esque paradise for players to brawl in. Will you be able to move the payload of bombs and cash through the city? Will you?
Oh, yes, I'm sure.
I certainly will.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be carrying my team with my heels.
See, if only we had it for the same system, it would make life so much easier.
Yeah, what do you have it on?
Xbox One.
Oh, okay. That's the one I don't have it on, because I have it on PC and PS4.
I thought you had it on PlayStation 4, didn't John?
I do! Thanks, John.
One thing that I did hear about this earlier this week is that there was a few signs in Junkertown that wasn't colloquialized into Australia. It was like what we would call takeout. They call takeaway. Mm-hmm. So Blizzard was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we did that." I'm like, it's just a sign. It's just a sign, but it's also nice to see that
they want to keep it correct. No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, don't give them that much,
grief over it. Yeah, but I thought it was nice that they're actually caring about it, which was really cool.
And I don't know if you saw the short that came with it.
Yes.
It was...
I didn't see that short. I watched the May short.
Oh my god, I cried. I cried during that one. It's so sad. But no,
I have
the
no attachments to any of them. So
the little robot gave his life. I mean, she recharged him, but he was like.
I still haven't watched it.
I mean, you know what happens because it's just May's backstory, but actually seeing it was sad. But the Junkertown one is really funny because it's Roadhog and Junkrat. They get kicked out, and so they're trying to get back in, and so Junkrat's like, "Oh, I have this great idea," and the short really cements the idea that Junkrat's super stupid. It's like he comes up with all these ideas, but he's actually really dumb. And then Roadhog's just like, I hate this guy so much. like they're friends, but
yeah,
he's so stupid. It's just it's really funny, and it's pretty short. It's only a few minutes long, I think.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but
it's really fun. It's really fun.
Now, what's very interesting is what Guerrilla Games is doing with Horizon Zero Dawn. If you haven't played it, you're missing out on an amazing game. I haven't finished it, but I've played it. It is fantastic.
I want to play it.
At 30 minutes. Amazing.
Amazing, man.
It's more than I have.
It's made you feel whole inside, right?
It has.
Horizon Zero Dawn and this might be for you. Okay,
it's not. I like harder difficulty stuff.
This might be you because you can't dedicate enough time for it.
I can.
Apparently not 30 minutes, man. At least I have 5 hours into the game.
You're right.
Horizon Zero Dawn is introducing easier difficulty for story-focused players. Guerrilla Games has announced as a part of its 1.32 update that Horizon Zero Dawn is introducing an easy difficult for players who want to just experience the story. The mode comes on the heels of the 1.30 update, which added the ultra hard setting. The new difficulty setting, appropriately called Story, is meant to let players experience Aloy's tale and explore the open world without fear of difficult battles. Selecting Story difficult buffs the player's damage while reducing the damage Aloy takes, making encounters much easier. So I think this is a good way to get younger players into the story.
Yeah.
Or people that don't have a lot of time to dedicate to it, because it is a very long game, in my opinion. I haven't beat it yet. But getting to experience the story, experience the world without having to worry about the beast or the machines and all of that is a huge deal.
Oh, yeah.
The T-Rexes, freaking hard to kill. They're just, the bigger they are, the harder they are. And it takes about 30 minutes, at what level I'm at right now, to be able to beat them. So, a lot of people don't have that time to sink in.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
I definitely don't at this point in time, but them allowing this is really nice, in my opinion. Any other thoughts on it?
With me not being able to play as much as I want to, I don't have a lot to say. It is beautiful. The first little bit I'm exploring the cave. I'm still a child, so I'm waiting to get out of that.
Man, you're like way early. Ooh. Now, one thing that's not clear, and it has not been clear since E3 this year, Xbox One exclusivity for PlayerUnknown's Battleground called into question. Microsoft announced this week that they would be the publisher for PlayerUnknown's Battleground, the mega popular PC battle royale shooter, which arrives on Xbox One later this year. By the way, PUBG has sold over 8 million copies so far. 8 million copies.
That's crazy.
Will arrive on Xbox later this year. However, the wording seemed confusing to many, and players looking for clarification from developer Bluehole on Twitter were met with some muddy wording. And this is coming from Destin Ligari from IGN. He says, and he's tweeting at the people, I was not clear on PUBG announcement. They were always publishing it on Xbox. Did they confirm it's 100% exclusive? And this is Sammy from PUBG and Gamescom, probably one of them, one of their PR people. We have expanded the partnership and will be working more closely with Xbox team to launch on console faster and will get more support. Destin replies, to clarify the phrasing, does that mean it will be published exclusively on PC and Xbox, but not any other console with MS as the publisher? Yes, this sponsorship is about allowing our dev team to solely focus on Xbox and PC development and bring PUBG to Xbox players faster. And then Tall Dave says, still not really answered the question, though. And then Sammy replies, we have nothing further to announce at this time. We'll be working hard to bring PUBG to Xbox sooner. And we saw this kind of muddled response when Rise of the Tomb Raider was coming out for Xbox One. There was not a really definite until it almost came out and was like, oh, Xbox is getting 6 months of exclusivity on it. I think what is going to boil down to is we're getting this, but Microsoft is publishing it just for themselves. If there's going to be another publisher that's going to put it out for anything else, it is going to be somebody other than Microsoft.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that. I really want PUBG on PlayStation. I think it will come specifically because PlayStation has over 60 million units sold.
It'd be smart.
Xbox, I think they're around the last time, and I haven't seen numbers because they don't put out numbers that often. I think they're around 25, maybe 30 at this point in time. And that's not including the Xbox One X. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. But I want this on PlayStation. It would be insane for them not to do it.
No, that's Xbox 360. I was like, that can't be right.
Yeah. While she looks that up, we'll continue on. Bioshock is getting 10th Anniversary Collector's Edition. To celebrate the 10th anniversary of a game that some consider one of the greatest of all time, 2K is stealing your money once again and has announced a special US-only Bioshock 10th Anniversary Collector's Edition for PS4 and Xbox One. The limited edition package features Bioshock the Collection as well as a nice-looking Big Daddy/Little Sister statue for $200. The Collector's Edition is exclusive to GameStop and 2K Store. Full disclosure, Game Informer is owned by GameStop, and pre-orders have begun. It releases on November 14th. This sort of, even the cover here looks a lot like the cover for Bioshock or something that would come straight from that. It looks really nice. As long as it looks like that, it would be worth it in my opinion. And the collection has Bioshock, Bioshock 2, and Bioshock Infinite in it. So you're getting 3 games and you're getting this cool looking statue.
But is it worth $200?
Not to me.
Because the game right now is $30.
Yeah. You're talking about the collection?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the statue you would have to justify that. Like if you're a huge Bioshock fan, Gadiel, I think this would be right up his alley.
Like, I love this. I love these games. I think they're amazing, but I still wouldn't go and spend, $170 on a statue.
I wouldn't either. And that's where I'm kind of, with me, it kind of doesn't set well, but to each his own. I've got some of those over there. I bought night vision goggles for a lot more than they're ever worth, and one day I'll make another sandwich with them. Jurassic World Evolution has been announced for Xbox One in a new trailer. Just announced at Microsoft's Gamescom pre-show, Jurassic World Evolution appears to be a park management style game for players to create their own Jurassic Park. Details are scant as the trailer simply played and was not expounded upon beyond what the footage was. The trailer lists the game as coming in summer 2018. If you want to check out the trailer, you can go look it up. And I know you are...
What good timing.
I know. Perfect time. I called him out, too. I was like, that's perfect for him. I know you play sort of a Jurassic Park manager.
Yeah. It was of course, it's just Jurassic World. It was a game you kind of created your own park, and you got to like crossbreed and make hybrids. This game sounds similar to that, but it's going to be on the Xbox, and I think it's going to have a lot more that you can do.
Yeah.
Because with this one, you can go battle other people's dinosaurs and stuff like that.
So it's like cockfighting?
Pretty much. With dinosaurs.
Interesting. No data?
No. It's because people are weird. It took a little bit. As of May, they sold about 30 million units.
Yeah, they're not wanting to talk about it as long as PlayStation's whooping the hiney, but 30 million's not bad.
No.
Much better than the Wii U.
Yeah, the Wii U as of May
13.5 or something like that.
That's what it said last time. On this thing, it's saying the Wii U is 13.93 million units, but
whatever. Didn't sell well.
Nope.
This is interesting. I know a lot of people have, they play like Zoo Tycoon or Roller Coaster Tycoon or Sim City, all of these things.
Fallout Shelter.
This is perfect for those, the type of gamer that likes to just invest and like build something up. So I think it's a really cool announcement, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. More of it than just the little trailer that they showed. Yeah. People getting to send stuff out to YouTubers or whatever to let them talk about it more or show more would be great. Now, if you didn't watch Gamescom, there was a ton of stuff being announced during that whole thing. Gamescom 2017, Xbox One S, Minecraft, and Middle-earth Shadow of War bundles have been revealed. Middle-earth and Minecraft Xbox One S bundles coming this year. New Minecraft and Middle-earth Shadow of War Xbox One bundles will be available this fall. Microsoft revealed during its Gamescom press conference the Shadow of War bundle will be available October 10th in either a terabyte or 500 gigabyte versions. The bundle includes the system's Shadow of War, additional in-game items, the legendary Champions War Party, and Epic Sword of Dominion, as well as the Xbox One controller, 1 month of Xbox Game Pass subscription, and a 14-day Xbox Live Gold trial. The 1 terabyte version will cost $349 and is available in all markets except for China and Japan, while the 500 gigabyte unit is available for $279. That's American money in all Xbox markets except for the U.S., Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, Chile, Argentina, China, and Japan. Wow, they do not want people to buy that 500 gig thing. Now, one that a lot of people, I think, will want is a limited edition Minecraft bundle is also coming for the Xbox One S in the form of a 1 terabyte custom grass block console. The bundle also features a limited edition Creeper controller, Minecraft system sounds, a vertical stand, and a transparent underside featuring Redstone circuit accents. The Minecraft bundle comes in stores on October 3rd and is available currently for pre-order.
I'm not a Minecraft fan, but the Minecraft
one looks cool,
and sounds really cool, yeah.
And I'm not even I'm like I said, like you just said, we're not Minecraft fans.
No.
So look at this, Allie. Does this look cool to you?
Oh, that does look really cool.
Yeah, so there you go. Sorry, people, you probably couldn't see that because it's green.
But if you're going to buy this console, the S, I mean, splurge for the 1 terabyte. Just let me tell you.
Yeah, well, and if you're in the U.S., you're not going to get one that's under a terabyte. And news: the Xbox One, the original, is no longer being produced. It's done. The Xbox One S is now the bottom line.
That's not
which makes
issue.
sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense
because it's right there. It's going to be pretty much the same price as what your other console is. But I'm saving up right now. This is probably a January, February purchase. But the Xbox One X, because God, am I tired of having to delete games to play other games. And they're games that I want to play, but I'm like, I have the scales out. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to play from this game. Well, I like this game, and we're going to live stream this game.
All you got to do is get an external hard drive. That'll fix it. That's a lot cheaper than getting
unless you trade in your system and you get a lot of it off.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the Xbox One X, the Xbox One X breaks pre-order record for Microsoft. Microsoft's upcoming console appears to be off to a strong start as Xbox One X has set a new pre-order record for the company. According to a post on Xbox Wire, more Xbox One X Project Scorpio Edition consoles were pre-ordered in the first 5 days than any Xbox before. Microsoft said it saw record-breaking sellout times for the console, which is currently sold out in many countries. The speed at which we sold through our initial pre-order supply surpassed expectations, and what we experienced with pre-orders for the original Xbox One console. GameStop Senior VP of Merchandise Bob Puzon. Microsoft plans to share details about the next wave of standard edition Xbox One X pre-orders next month. If you're still looking to reserve the console $499, reserve the $499 console ahead of its November 7 launch. Head over and figure
hetero over there.
Head on over there to GameStop. Now, I'm glad that they made Project Scorpio sounds way better than
Xbox One X.
Yeah, like Xbox One Scorpio. Like that just sounds cool. Like you get to get down here to Scorpio. Like Xbox One X. Like everything's the X. X gonna give it to you, but
X will give it to you definitely.
But it's boring.
It is very lackluster. All the build up for it was really cool because they had the cool code name.
Yeah,
Scorpio this, Scorpio that.
It's the best code name that's been around for a while.
They come out and they're like X.
Hey. My biggest thing is the Xbox One Project Scorpio Edition looks like crap.
Yeah.
It looks like crap. And like on the controller, the text is not even centered. And I'm just like, it's annoying so much. It is so annoying.
Like, it may be annoying.
It is. No, it isn't.
I'm saying, I'm still looking at getting this system because, I will inevitably one day have a 4K TV. Mm-hmm. And I am tired of deleting games off of my 500 gigabyte Xbox One. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure that they'll fix that. They have to, right?
What, the text? Like, it's just the Project Scorpio version. Yeah. Like the regular Xbox One X doesn't have anything. I do like the gradient that they put on the system, but other than slapping some green text on things, it doesn't look amazing by any of them.
It's not centered.
It's not centered, and it is annoying.
Move your head.
Sorry.
It's not centered.
It's just ever so slightly too far to the right.
That you deal too much with like making graphics. That's not centered. Why is it not centered?
No. Like that is sad and inexcusable. Like my guess is that they had because the thing's not set up right now for me to show everybody. But like my guess is that the D-pad indent and where the right joystick indent were before they like smoothed out the indent on the right, they were probably about the same. So it'd be in the middle between those. But then also if you look up and you like do like a line up, it's also like it's not centered with the Xbox one either.
I think it was the old man on the conveyor belt. Like one came out, he like, yep, it look good. Shit it all through.
You don't care. You don't play them fangled video games.
Or my little brother Trevor worked at a Hitachi, and all he had to do is keep pressing a button for a conveyor belt. That Trevor was working for Microsoft. He was just like, yep, yep. Yep.
Not even looking at it.
Yeah, just on phone. Yep.
Now, we talked a lot about Xbox last week, and seeing that the pre-orders were very strong for this is a good indication. Mm-hmm. We talked a lot about, Phil Spencer, helming the ship in the right direction, closing a lot of games down that weren't in the good space. And I'm gonna audible here. I think we have one of these.
I say, don't worry, because my notes are completely jumbled up right now.
Sorry,
so
I moved the Xbox one over. We talked about Crackdown last week, and
holy crap. That's what I have pulled up. So I'm
right,
good.
There you go.
Look at it.
And then this past weekend with Gamescom and everything, someone interviewed one of the Microsoft execs, and they said that Crackdown 3 was announced too early, says Microsoft exec. The reveal of Crackdown 3 at E3 2014 may have been a bit premature. Sorry, guys.
Whoa. Lord.
According to a Microsoft Studios publishing general manager, Shannon Loftus. Speaking to Polygon and Gamescom 2017, Loftus admitted the company probably announced Crackdown too early. It's 2014 when you announced it. It's 2017 now. It's been delayed to 2018. Probably announced it too early, but whatever. Noting that the game features 3 different modes, is being developed by 3 different studios, and was delayed to spring 2018 so the teams could up the game's overall quality. 3 studios are working on this game for 3 modes. What is going on? 3 studios, not 1, not 2, this one's working on the story mode and this one's working on the multiplayer. No. There's 3 studios working on this one game. Shannon goes on to say, we definitely underestimated the challenge of making sure the quality bar of all 3 of those modes were high, and it delivers on what needed to be delivered on. Loftus explained that noting it was a super hard decision that was made all more difficult in light of the fact that Crackdown 3 had already been announced several years prior. She acknowledged that Microsoft has previously made the mistake of announcing some exclusives a little bit too early, which is something they're trying to learn from, and such are remaining tight-lipped about on other projects. She goes on to say, we're in this for the long haul, and we want to make sure that it's not just for spring 2018, but in the summer and in the fall and the spring of 2019 that will have great, unique, fun experiences for Xbox gamers.
This doesn't teach you. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Nothing will.
It's the tried and true. We're trying to get people to buy stuff right now. We don't care about the future. We want them to buy stuff right now.
Xbox 360 Crackdown was huge. So they're like, you know what? Xbox One, Crackdown's coming very soon. I promise. Right around the corner.
Yep. Right around the corner.
2015, it's right here. I promise you. It's coming. 2015, 2016. Where are we? Look at us.
And what gets me, we talked very in depth about this, so I don't want to get too much in the weeds this week about it. It was supposed to be an Xbox One X launch title.
Yeah.
They have 3 studios working on 3 modes.
And that's so dumb. That confuses me.
That confuses me as well. And in this day and age, most games get shipped when they're not finished. Why not ship one mode that's done?
Yeah.
Ship that one. And then, this is DLC. You bought the game. This is DLC. Free DLC. Do whatever everybody else is doing and get it out the freaking gate, man.
Now, to quote one of my favorite movies, Talladega Nights, I'm a little bit confused by your tactics.
Now, I will say this. I'm glad that they're trying to make the game the best that it can be.
Yeah, totally.
But Crackdown 3, I'm calling it right now, it will not break the 8. If they're scoring on an 8 scale, it will not break the 8. It'll be about a 7.0 game on any kind of being judged. It's going to be mediocre at best.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a huge Crackdown fan, so, I mean...
So, it just befuddles me. Befuddles me why we're wasting our time on that. We got a few more, guys, and then we're going to talk about one of our things. We'll answer those questions in our AMA section, guys. So just hold on a few more minutes. Former Valve writer posts possible Half-Life 2 Episode 3 plot summary. Former Valve writer Mark Laidlaw has posted a fictional letter on the site that sure reads like a possible plot summary of Half-Life 2 Episode 3. Laidlaw joined Valve in the 1990s and announced his departure from the company in January 2006. In that time, he worked on the story for Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2, and the latter games' episodic sequels. So I'm not going to read it, but it's interesting that somebody would leak story details to a game that's probably never going to get made.
It happens.
It's interesting because I think people have lost faith in Valve as a developer. I know I've definitely lost faith in Valve in curating Steam.
I mean,
you know what I mean. So I think, if this guy's written it, I'm sure he's going to get in some trouble because I'm sure he's signed some stuff that he's not supposed to talk about or whatever. Yeah. Gabe Newell is going to appear out of nowhere and he's going to slash his throat like he slashes prices on sale day at Steam. Hey! So if you want to read about that, definitely go check it out. I don't want to ruin it for anybody that is holding their breath for it.
Yeah.
Now, what was very interesting is an old RPG, older than the promises of a new Half-Life. Secret of Mana remake has been announced for PlayStation 4, Vita, and Steam. Square Enix is remaking Secret of Mana. The beloved role-playing game will be released in North America on February 15th, 2018. So right after, that would be a perfect gift for the gamer in your life. If they got a Vita or a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
In August 1993, the game was originally released as Sinking Dun Sun Sun. Sorry, I butchered that. In Japan on the Super Famicom, the SNES. But sold outside of Japan as Secret of Mana. Japan. Earlier this summer, a Mana collection with Final Fantasy Adventure, Secret of Mana, and that word that I can't pronounce, was released in Japan for the Nintendo Switch. Now the second game in the series is headed to current PlayStation hardware and Steam. According to Famitsu, this is a full remake with full voice, though Square Enix English language press release simply states that the games will have voice-overs, new musical arrangements, and other new elements like upgraded gameplay. It will also have local multiplayer on all platforms. An original version of this article said that the game would only have online multiplayer, but that is not the case. We apologize for that error for the person that wrote that. So it's going to have local co-op, it's going to have some voiceovers. The gameplay is going to be pretty much the same, but it's going to be a little updated. It won't be as chunky. If you will.
Yeah.
If you will. So I'm excited. I never got to play Secret of Mana, but I've heard tons and tons of stuff for it.
Yep.
I've never played Final Fantasy either, so, it's
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those, and Breath of the Wild was the first Zelda game that I ever played, so I'm batting 1,000 right now.
At least I played Zelda as a kid.
So I'm excited for that. It coming to the Vita, that is a good thing.
Yeah. Keep the Vita rolling.
Yes. Keep the Vita alive. Go buy one. So I'm excited for that. Now, speaking of handhelds, Telltale's Batman, Guardians of the Galaxy have been confirmed for Nintendo Switch. Telltale Games is bringing the first season of two of their episodic adventures games to Nintendo Switch. Nintendo America has confirmed via Twitter that both Batman and Guardians of the Galaxy are heading to its console. Get ready to defend the galaxy or become the Dark Knight when more Telltale game adventures arrive on the Nintendo Switch, the company said. The news follows Telltale's previous release of Minecraft Switch Edition this summer. There's no current word on how close we may be to seeing the two games on Switch, except more news and release dates to follow in the coming months. Now, that's just season 1 of Batman. Season 2 is currently going on right now of Batman. It is freaking amazing, and we're soon to get episode 2. Episode 2 is going to have Harley Quinn. Did you see her?
I did. It looks really good. I still need to get into Batman because I haven't as of yet.
You need to. It is so good. The story's a little different.
Less buggy.
Season 2 is less buggy. Season 1 is buggy as all get out. But Season 2, they've revamped the engine. We talked about it a little bit last week or the week before. I'm loving it. The story is amazing. You know, Batman's been Batman a little bit longer in this season. And it's just so good. Troy Baker is amazing as Batman.
Speaking of Batman.
The Dark Knight.
Can you pull up Gotham's Batman suit, like the TV show.
Are there already to that point?
I just want you to look how horrible the kid looks.
This one?
No, that looks like Val Kilmer.
Okay.
Trying to think of how to word
You've got literally two devices right in front of you that is capable of looking things up. Now, if you haven't played any of the Telltale games, you're missing out on some spectacular storytelling, but the problem with Telltale has been it's very predictable. The latest Batman Season 2, Episode 1, Enemy Within, was amazing. Like, it was very hard to like see the twists and turns that was happening, so highly suggest it. It is great, and I'm vamping right here. I'm vamping, vamp, as we watch.
This picture does not exist.
I was about to say, they must have taken it down.
Probably so.
Because
it's somewhere on the internet.
It is, but it was so bad. Like, usually I'm like, I'll give them a break and be like, oh, it's a young, Bruce, it could be okay. And I'm like, this looks like poo. Like, it literally, he had like a rounded hat. Like, if you took Batman and Diggle.
Yeah. So he had like Magneto's helmet.
And had like a 3-year-old kid come up with the costume design between the two of them. That's what you'd get. It was bad.
Doesn't sound good. You know what else people wish would go away? I'm sure Bethesda wish this would go away. Target may have just leaked the existence of Bethesda's Game of Thrones video game.
Oh, Target.
A NeoGAF user spotted a new listing at Target that appears to be a mostly blank landing page except for one phrase: Bethesda, Game of Thrones. The page existed implies that a Game of Thrones video game announcement might be imminent, and on top of that, the studio handling the project will be Bethesda, best known for the Fallout series, but also Elder Scrolls, which is about as close to the concept of Game of Thrones as any other game on the market, which is focused on fantasy, swordplay, warring factions, and dragons. I'm gonna be the one that's not excited about this. I'm gonna tell you why.
Tell me why.
Bethesda is not a storytelling game company. Like, they've got stories, you got Wolfenstein, you got different stuff like that. They're more of, is that it?
Is this it?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to go back to my thing. I'll comment on that in just a second.
Thank you, Alan.
The thing that I have the problem with Bethesda making this, yes, they made Skyrim. It feels like they'd be going back to it. It's like Guerrilla Games making another freaking Killzone game.
Yeah.
Okay? The people that need to make this are the people that are good with storytelling. Okay? And it's not Bethesda, it's Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog needs to be making the Game of Thrones game,
that would
not
be
Bethesda.
Really good. That would be awesome.
The reason why is, if you look at Skyrim, the thing that you invest the most time in is just walking around the world. You look at Game of Thrones, the show or the books, it's about story-driven elements. It's not about the world. The world is there, but it's not about exploring the world. It's the story. And I think if you had Naughty Dog making that game, or someone of that caliber, which there's nobody of that caliber, I'm sorry if you're out there, game developers, but Naughty Dog is the master of story at the moment.
It is.
So it would be what it is. It would be, Skyrim with a coat of Game of Thrones on it, and and I doubt that Bethesda would put more work in it than they have to. Yeah, because they've released Skyrim about 5 times so far.
Yep.
Hey, my name's not Todd Howard, and wearing a mustache. You can now play Skyrim on your phone. You should buy Skyrim.
What was our thing about Todd Howard?
Oh, I was going out on stage and like consuming the souls of everybody in the building or something like that. Todd Howard comes out on stage.
Todd Howard. So I don't think it would be a good thing, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments below. We're going to be wrapping up this in just a second, and we'll talk about something, but then we'll get to everybody's comments on this. What do you think?
My hope for this game.
No hopes.
It's low. Like, I mean, I'm hoping that it's a good game. I hope it's something. Like, I would be okay if it was something similar to Skyrim or Fallout or whichever one of those. Pretty much the same thing, different skin.
Yeah.
but maybe this is the time when they can, stretch their storytelling legs and see what happens. I doubt it. Like you said, I think it's just going to be a different coat of paint on the Skyrim world and throw in a wall since it already has dragons. So you might as well just throw in a big ice wall, and then you get the new Game of Thrones game.
You're not wrong. Because, that's the thing with Bethesda. I love Bethesda's games.
I do too.
Fallout and Skyrim, they're great games. But as someone who's played both Fallout and Skyrim, take away most of the story stuff, they're the same game with different skins.
Yeah.
It's exploratory. It's like...
Except for VATS. You got the VATS.
That's true.
Because they can't come up with a shooting mechanic that actually works.
Oh.
Yeah, I said it.
No, you're absolutely right. Because the first time I ever played Fallout, it was at my friend's house, and she was like, "Okay, you want to use that?" So I was like, "No, like I'm pretty good at shooting games." And then I was playing, I was like, "How do you do that? Because this is not a shooting game."
No, it's not, and it's ridiculous. And that's a soapbox all in and of itself.
But that's like there's two different game things, especially comparing Naughty Dog and Bethesda. There's a story that drives a world, and then a world that drives a story.
Mm-hmm.
And Naughty Dog is very story that drives a world. Like, there's the world, but the story is what you play it for.
Yeah.
Whereas Bethesda, they have incredible worlds with some story that you can go, the world that explains why there's stuff going on for the story. So... yeah, for Game of Thrones, like you said, it's very story-oriented, and if you do want world aspects, that's cool, that's great. But yeah, that would definitely be more of a Naughty Dog thing than Bethesda.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Unless Bethesda just blows it out of the water, but let's be real, we know Bethesda, they're not going to.
Now, that.
I wish this was set up.
You can pull it up.
But the thing had another picture on it.
Oh, doesn't...
I don't know. I don't want to try it and then mess it up.
Okay.
Like I said, he's basically in a leather suit.
He looks like Ilian Payne, the executioner on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like, an executioner. It's ridiculous.
Basically, for those who can't see, I'm sorry. It's a leather padded jacket, something you would see maybe like an older motorcycle wearing thing, and then imagine the Batman mask but without the bat ears. That's what it is. It says it's the proto Batman suit. I'm like, yeah, but that's it looked like the mask literally looks like he went to a Halloween city or a Halloween store. I was thinking
more of a different kind of store than
no. The mask. The mask.
You're talking about he's a dominatrix.
But the mask, the front of it looks like I've done something similar. You go, you buy the mask, and then you just add stuff onto it. I did that with a Batman cosplay that I made, and that's what it looks like. It doesn't even as a TV show thing. It looks very cheap. If they're trying to do the whole he's a kid, but also he's a really wealthy kid.
I'm about to say he could buy money. You could buy something way better than that.
Well, I'm sure that Gotham does not have that much money in their budget to actually make anything other than that looks like a pantyhose that they cut up.
No, you can tell. It's hard to see since you're further away in a smaller picture. It's on a hard plastic, but it looks really cheap and sad.
Yeah.
There are cosplayers who could make something that looks better than that for way cheaper than what I'm sure that the show spent on that.
Yeah, when I came across that, I was like, ooh.
But it's the proto suit, so it'll get better. That's okay.
So there you go, guys. There is our discussion for the week on all the news that you need to know. This is our rotating fourth segment time right here. And this week is Shout Out to Netflix. Our show for this month has been the stand-ups over on Netflix. And what a good show it was.
It was. It had its
downfalls, but it was good overall, in my opinion. The thing that I think is the shining light is how the show was shot. It was very interesting. It had a flow from each comedian, there we go, or comic, whatever you want to say. It had a flow from the very beginning to all the way to the end, where one person would finish their set, it would be shot right after another, and and had a good flow because it was the same crowd for everybody. You know, it wasn't a good crowd or a bad crowd. It was the same crowd for everybody, and I think they all did pretty well, in my opinion, on it. The only one that I did not enjoy was you had the guy that opened, then you had Fortune, and then you had
he was the All I Got Are Black Jokes guy.
Was his name Dio or something like that?
That's what I'm trying to do right now, is pull up the names.
Sorry, guys. I watched some of this before we started, actually. Dion Cole. So we had As It Goes Away. I love this thing sometimes. But I loved how it was shot. And all the comedians were great until the last one. I mean, not the last one.
It was the one.
So we had Nate Bargades, Fortune Femister, Dion Cole, Nikki Glasser, which was awful.
Yeah.
Just absolutely awful. Beth Stelling was really good. I enjoyed her. And then Dan Sauter finished up the whole thing. So let's go. I don't really remember all of Nate's because I didn't do all of his.
First one, right?
Yeah, he was talking about the prisoners where he was like doing stand up and
he's like, I judged this guy. It's what he's wearing. It's where we were at. He's just going to get water.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about, he's like, yeah, and there's no walls or nothing. So when he peed, he went out there. He goes, that kind of confidence, that man did it. I don't care what they say, he did it.
I thought he did a really good job, especially opening up the whole thing. Yeah. I think he did a really good job. Fortune, when she came out and started doing her set, I at first thought of, oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be one of the, and I think female comedians get the worst rap. I think they have a lot to prove when they get up on stage.
Very true.
Because as a male, most men don't think women are funny. And that's just the sad part about it. But she comes up there and she just drops the mic and is just like, I'm a woman. And she makes the joke. And this is, I think, during the whole time where transgender and bathroom issues were going on. She's like, so when I go use the bathroom, she's like, I'm peeking in there. I'm like, I'm a woman. She's like, I might pee standing up, but that's my choice. But, you know, she gets into her set and she's talking about being a lesbian and everything. And she's like, the hardest thing, she's like, the hardest time, the only time it's been hard being gay is when the gay community declared war on Chick-fil-A.
She's like, let me stop you there. I'm a food eater first and a lesbian second.
She's like, this chicken don't taste like it hates gay people.
Like,
her set was so good.
I really liked her. I mean, all the way from, you know, I'm from North Carolina. They're very particular about who uses their bathrooms.
All the way through to, like, playing the hot clarinet. Like,
she's like, yeah, because we'd go over to his house. We'd play Mario, and, you know, I was Mario, he was Luigi, so he
helped me through the mushroom
fort. So one day he was like, give me an HJ. She was like, he scratched my back, I'm gonna scratch your back. And he was like, that was the most intense hand job.
It was so good. It was such a good set. And her talking about tater tots and Cracker Barrel. So good. And then we had Dion Cole. And this guy, totally different than all the rest of them.
He was so... his humor was dry.
Oh, very dry, but it was
great.
Yes. And he comes up and he's got like a list in his hand and he's like, I'm going to try some jokes out on y'all tonight. He's like, all of these are black jokes. He's like, I didn't think any of y'all white people would be here, but y'all just going to have to deal with that. And then he's like, so I was out at dinner with these white devils the other night. That's the first he starts out with. And like, he brings that into his act, but he acts like he doesn't know what he's doing, but it is so good. And he makes some like social commentaries that are good in my opinion. But it's
it was just, I mean, you knew it was coming, but it was still so funny when he was like, Dang, he said, don't you hate when you can't read your own handwriting? And everybody's laughing. He goes, I'm putting this in there. He's like, that's really good. Just the little things he did.
And then at the very end, he's like, you know, most comedians like to go out with a big joke. He's like, but I can't find my big joke. He's like, good night, and walks off the stage.
I mean, he was probably next to
Fortune.
He was one of my favorites. Just the way he delivered things.
Oh yeah.
It was good stuff.
Nikki Glasser, like me and Amy tried to watch her, and she started off, and it just was not funny to me. It was not worth me spending 28 minutes listening to her.
I couldn't get past it either. I think that she was the low part of the totem pole, because I retained absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and then we get into Beth Stelling, and her set was different than the other two female comedians and anybody else really, but she was talking about like the airport security and frozen yogurt and her mom and going back home and all of this, and it was such a good set that she kind of stood out to me, but it's been a while since I watched her. And then we finished it up with Dan Sauter, which was a pothead, pretty much.
He's like, I'm a 33-year-old pothead. He's like, you know, talking about his grandma. He's like, yeah, it'd be so cool to smoke a joint with my grandma. And, you know, we're sitting there, we're taking a puff, and, you know, we start getting into our soaps, and he goes, oh my God, I can't believe he actually didn't die. Like, talking about, you know, soaps, how someone dies, but they always find a way to come back. One of my favorite things was when he was talking about, you know, McDonald's, about now it's real. He's like, what have I been putting in my body the past 30 years? I mean, just some of the stuff that he was just going on about. I mean, stand-ups was really good. You know, it was had its rough point, but overall, I mean, it's a solid. You know,
it's a solid watch. I would totally say that. And if you skip over that one comedian,
she's the fourth one.
Yeah, it's fourth one. It is well worth the watch and well worth the hour and a half or so, that maybe 2 hours that you give to it. It's something that if you enjoy comedy and you're looking for some new people to listen to, and you like tater tots, then you definitely need to watch it.
Yeah, so. It was great. So good.
So, for this month's shout out to Netflix, what do you want to pick? Since I picked the stand-ups, what do you want to pick?
Oh. Does it have to be a TV show?
No, it can be a movie. We can't do animation because we have a whole animation one.
No, I know. I'm trying to think.
It can be a documentary. I've got a documentary. If you can't come up with something, I got something to put in. So
go for it, and I'll pick next week.
Okay, next month.
Next month. I don't know what.
What is next week? Next week's comics, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll get to pick next week. Okay, so it is not on Netflix. So
that defeats the purpose.
We said that it could be off of Netflix. It's the name, but whatever.
Well, how are you going to find it?
It's on HBO.
No, everybody got HBO.
Well, that sucks.
Right, I guess not everyone has Netflix either, but still, I think more people have Netflix than they do HBO.
Whatever way you need to get to watch this, okay? The Defiant Ones is amazing. It is chronological. It's talking about Jimmy Levine, and Dr. Dre. And it is this kind of look at the music industry from about the 60s all the way till currently, from hip-hop to like rock and roll and all of that, and how they meet and they mesh, and then they become these moguls, because both of them are the head of Beats.
You know how much it costs to manufacture Beats?
$10.
$14.
It does detail like how they made Beats to what it is. It is so good, and the way that it is filmed, it's just impressive. And it's not just a documentary. It makes you feel. It makes you want to create. It makes you want to do. It makes you want to not just like sit there and watch it. Like after you're done, you're like, man, I want to do something. I want to be successful. I want to do something that's big.
Yeah.
And that's what I really loved about the show. So There you go. The Defiant one's on HBO. You can get it on HBO now. You can probably find it on Admit Me or something like that. You know, whatever. I just dropped that out there. So, there you go, guys. There is the Nerd Cave podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. We are going to do an AMA section for just the live stream. If you want to get everything early, you can go over to patreon.com/nerdcave. Check it out there. You can get Let's Plays early. You can get to watch our live streams every week, unlike this week, which is for everybody. You can get to see that. Or you can pay a little bit more. You get those perks. You can get the audio version early or the video version early. You can be one of our awesome people like a Boo or our Patreon producer, Caleb Palmer, and support us there. We've hit 10 subscribers over on Patreon, so we are going to do our community game night this week on August 31st, starting at 8 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be playing Rocket League. I'll be jumping into Discord. I'll be putting that down in the description as well. I'll be posting it all over the place. That's where we're going to talk and everything. I cannot wait to get to play with everybody. You excited?
I am very excited. I love Rocket League. It's a great game. It's super fun. And I like to show people that I do not suck anymore.
Yeah, I suck, so it's all going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun with everybody. Looking forward to that. So, guys, make sure that you go over there, do that. If you haven't already, go over to iTunes and our podcast services around the globe. Support us by dropping us a review. Go subscribe so we rank higher and higher on the list. It helps us out.
It does.
So please go do that. And if you can't support us on Patreon, giving us a review helps out a ton. And we appreciate that. So, this has been Zach.
And Robbie.
Have a week.
If you enjoyed that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you want gaming content, you can go over to Nerd Cave Gaming right there. If you want to support us, you can check out Patreon right there. If you want more videos, check them out right here. Go ahead, pick one of them. I wonder which one you're going to do. If you're going to be cool, you'd pick any of them. All 4 of them. You'd be awesome.